1.5 hours rather here at Road America, about to get underway, which is now go, away we go, and at the front of the field it's going to be Tony Talviti who gets a bad start. Davide Ricciardi leads the race, so Ricciardi has already gone through. What can Laurent Lons do about Davide Ricciardi, about Tony Talviti rather? He takes a look to the outside, but it's going to be Ricciardi leading from Talviti second. Oh, but look at Talviti slowing. Talviti slows into the carousel and back through goes Davide Ricciardi. Now that looked deliberate, and I reckon that's because Talviti knows his move was overly forceful, and very sportingly he moves over and lets Davide Ricciardi take the lead of the race. Look at that, Ricciardi locks up and goes slightly wide. Talviti right on his tail end as we head into the final two corners of the lap once again. That was the mistake that he's been hoping for laps. He tried to force it on the opening lap and it didn't quite work. This time it very nearly did, but he's still just behind our championship leader. Now he gets into the slipstream again as we head down the start-finish straight. Surely this is going to be his best opportunity yet. He pulls to the inside and look at that! Look at that as Ricciardi defends and they touch, and Ricciardi also touches the barrier and all of that. Now he touches again and onto the grass goes Ricciardi. Ricciardi spins round and off goes Laurent Lons. So Lons went off to avoid them, and that was very clumsy at the front there. It seemed that Tony Talviti, who now leads this race, just got on the grass in the braking zone, and as he turned in, clipped the side of Davide Ricciardi's car, spinning Ricciardi around. But it seems to me that they... in fact, to be honest, I can say this because as a race steward, I don't think I'd warrant any action for them. I would have said that because Ricciardi moved over quite late and because Talviti lost on the grass, I would have said they're both equally to blame for that, and I wouldn't have penalised either. But anyway, we see Davide Ricciardi in the mirrors of the Viper. But now look at Matchett as he attacks Steph Williams. Williams goes defensive on the inside, Matchett to the outside, leaves his braking late. Is it too late? He's running a little bit wide, but manages to make the corner, and through he goes. And still Finotti's on the tail of Carvalho, but closer than he was down into turn one here. It's looking close. In fact, he takes a look to the outside in the braking zone. And a bit of a slide on the exit as well from Carvalho, little bit of a twitch. He loses the momentum, has to really stick to the inside line. They're both losing chunks of time through that left-hander there. And now Finotti still not being able to make an attack. He had a real chance there into turn 6. Now look at Pablo Finotti. Finotti taking a look. This is towards Canada corner. He goes to the outside of Ricardo Carvalho, and they're both going wide. They're both going very wide. Carvalho tried to run him right to the edge of the circuit. They made wheel-to-wheel contact, and still no overtake. Pablo Finotti still behind Ricardo Carvalho, and he will be getting very frustrated by this point. Tony Talviti has just lapped... Actually, look at that. That was Denis Sashenko coming back at him. So the first lappery has taken place. That was Talviti lapping Denis Sashenko, and Sashenko appears to be fighting back at this point in time, which is a little bit unexpected. But yeah, Talviti went a little bit deep into the corner, sort of asked for it a little bit. Nathan, wow, Laurent Lons is effectively leading this race. I didn't see that, but indeed he is. Laurent Lons leads the race, and if he can build himself a gap which allows him to make a pit stop, I don't believe he's going to win this race. It's certainly not looking like he has a big enough gap now, especially now that the cars behind him are on fresh tyres, and Carvalho was absolutely entitled to hold his position. Watch Finotti now as he slipstreams to the inside of Remmers, leaves his braking late. That was close, but he goes through into third position. So Pablo Finotti takes the place away from Jeroen Remmers. Oh, actually Carvalho ran slightly over the grass there. He's going to have to go defensive as Matchett takes a look to the outside again. And he goes a little bit wide. Matchett tries to get the switchback, bit of a twitch, and around goes Carvalho. He spins and, well, he keeps it out of the barrier. It's a full 360 from Carvalho. who continues on his way and doesn't lose another place. It's Tony Talviti here, just behind Lauren Lons, and surely he's going to have a go into Canada Corner this time around. He just needs to stick with him through the little right-hand kink here. That little right-hand kink, I think, completely flat out. Now watch Talviti going to the outside of Lons. Lons not putting up any fight at all. He really didn't need to. He knows they're not in the same race at the point in time. And through into the lead goes Tony Talviti. Turn 5. And Assento again comes back at him on the outside. Goodness, I tell you what, Denis Assento may well be one of the most entertaining drivers to commentate on. Bit of a slide there from Assento. Lets the leaders pass every time and then has another go at them just to prove that he's still there. Great entertainment from Denis Assento. Under the bridge, onto the straight, back into the slipstream goes Nuno Rodriguez, about, down into turn 5, has to back out of it. That looks as if it would be a good opportunity. But have a look now at John van der Geest, who again is going to attack Steph Williams. He goes to the outside. And can he get the switch back here? Well, he locks up a tyre. And Williams is wise to it. We've seen that Williams is great on the brakes in that Ferrari, and Van der Geest there makes a little error on brakes in the left-hander, and again has to back out of that as Kruger gets a front row seat for all of this in his lap Ferrari, and takes a look to the outside. He's going for a switchback, I think. He attempts it, but Finotti is wise to it. And they're still going to be overlapping slightly into the next left-hander as well. This is turn 6. Finotti holds him off for the time being. Finotti and Remmers. But I'm going to have to switch my attention to Tony Talviti, who is about to enter the final corner of this race now. Tony Talviti, who has come into this championship late, who missed the first round and did his first official session in this championship in qualifying, took pole position. May have lost on the first lap, but he fought his way back through. He showed a very, very sportsmanlike gesture earlier when he gave back the lead with after a failed attempt at an overtake, and then he got it back again, and Tony Talviti has won. So Tony Talviti has won this race by a very decent margin. It's been a great performance from him. And now look at the battle for second as it crosses the line. It's going to be close, but it's going to go the way of Pablo Finotti. So Pablo Finotti does claim second position there by just over 0.2 of a second from your own Remmers.